are Glendale Flowers, which is on 59th Avenue and Glendale, so just in downtown Glendale here in Arizona. And then we also have our wonderful day spa, where you can go to Planet Beach on 59th Avenue in Berend, which is just off of the 101 and the 59th Avenue in northern Glendale, approximately Arrowhead area. So definitely drop by, say hello to our sponsors, and also Crescendo, who is in the top, ranked in the top 10 for web design and web traffic, so, which is search engine optimization. So thanks again to all our sponsors. And we are joined today by the Public Relations Director from UMOM New Day Centers, and so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You bet. Tell us a little bit about not only yourself, but a little bit about UMOM New Day Centers and how they were created. They've been around since 1964.
That's right. Well, my name is Michelle Davidson, and I serve as the Public Relations Manager for UMOM. We are the largest homeless shelter for families in Arizona, and we have been around since 1964. We were actually founded by the United Methodist Ministries in 1964, and they started as a park outreach. They were just going out and feeding homeless people and helping them, find services. And over time and over the past almost 50 years, they've evolved because of the need, unfortunately, for homeless shelters for families. We've grown into a homeless shelter where we provide safe shelter and support for 134 families every night at our main campus.
That's phenomenal. For anybody who knows how many 134 families are, that's a small high school.
Yes, it is. It's about 500 people who live in our main campus, about 300 of which are children.
Oh,
so
wow.
lots of kids,
Amazing.
and we have lots of programs to support both mom or dad, and the kids while they're there to help them get back on their feet. UMOM also has emergency shelter that we provide downtown. It's a night shelter for single women. We have shelter for 120 single women downtown and an additional 20 families on an emergency basis. So families that may be on the streets, that the police encounter, that kind of thing, we can take them in at that site. And then we also, the final part of our continuum is affordable housing. So in addition to the shelter, we also own about 300 units of affordable housing around the valley. So we can give families a realistic place to go after they get out of shelter, when they're ready to pay their own rent. Since Phoenix is such a expensive place rent-wise, affordable housing is really a need in our community, and it's one of the focuses that we've had over the past few years, is being able to provide more families with an apartment that they can actually afford permanently. And providing them program services there, like after-school care, tutoring, English learning classes, those types of things, so that they can sustain and maintain that housing even when they leave.
And it's a very good placement for the need that's in the area. We work with some of the schools and charter schools in the area, and just believe wholeheartedly in being able to give, as you were saying, there's just a small amount of help can go a long way in changing lives. And so if somebody wanted to donate or get in touch with you to, if they also believe in the cause, would give us the contact information.
Sure. So our website is umom.org. That's umom.org. We're also very active on Facebook, UMOM New Day Centers. You can search for us on Facebook and like our page there. I'm on Twitter every day at UMOM is our handle. And you can also call our shelter. If you or someone you know is in need of shelter, we can be reached at 602-275-7852. That's our main line. They can call in and find out information about orientation and those types of things. In terms of giving, for those listeners out there who may be able to give, we ask that you consider giving your time as a volunteer. We have lots of different ways that people can get involved at all of our locations as a volunteer. Obviously, financial contributions are more than welcome. We are a working poor tax credit agency in the state of Arizona, which means that your donation up to $200 for a single person, $400 for a married couple is a tax credit. So you literally get that money back on your Arizona state taxes. So
we heavily advocate anybody who doesn't do that, do it.
Absolutely.
There's no reason not to do it.
You're just lending us the money, essentially. And it goes to a great cause, and it's a way, especially for Arizona taxpayers, to ensure that their money is being spent the way that they want it to be spent, helping the people that they want. And so we say to take advantage of that as much as you can. We also take in-kind donations, so gently used clothes, toys. We're always in need of things like sheets, pillows, diapers, formula. As I said earlier, we have 300 kids on campus, and that can get pretty chaotic. So if people want to do diaper drives or those sorts of things, we're always happy to take whatever gently used items people can give us.
Wonderful. And I want to go also back to the tax credit for the working poor. And now I wanted to disclaim I am not a CPA. However, you're going to find that there are two different ways that utilize this part of the tax code. One is for your children's school.
Right.
So donate to your children's school still. We're not asking that you redirect funds.
Right. You can do both.
You can do both, absolutely. So if you do, you understand the concept if you're already donating to your children's school. If you don't, you should. And then also, definitely go to umom.org and grab the contact information and learn how that you can take advantage of the tax credit for the working poor, which is, like you said, what is the range? Anywhere from
It's $200 maximum for a single adult, and then $400 for a married couple.
Okay, very good.
And we provide all those receipts and everything at the end of the year, so you're all set with your CPA.
Absolutely, your CPA will be very happy with you, and you will too, because you'll be able to have a good feeling that you've been able to do something wonderful, and also that it didn't come out of your own personal pocket, and you can feed your own family at the same time.
Exactly.
So at a later time, we may team up with you to get private businesses involved,
Sure.
Where they might sponsor a donation. So that might be something we could talk about offline and to help beef that up a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. So the next thing that we want to talk about when we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more. You would never realize that social media has a huge part to do with nonprofits as well. And when we come back from the break, we are going to talk more about the applied use of social media and nonprofits. But a lot of the reason for giving has to do with the why. And so far we've talked about being able to give a place for homeless families to live, and we've talked about that they are able to receive some of the care that they need to improve their lives. When it comes time for education for children and also for the mothers or the parents, what are the programs that you have for them?
So we have a fully licensed and accredited child development center that provides care for free for the families living on our property, ages 6 weeks all the way to school age. So it's like a typical daycare center. It's really cute, and we have accredited and licensed staff that work with those kids. We do assessments on every child when they come in, and we do them every 6 months to make sure that they're meeting developmentally the goals and expectations. We do see a lot of developmental delays in children that have experienced homelessness. And then we also have after-school care for those older kids. So the 5 to 11-year-olds have an after-school program that they can go to, get homework help. They work on activities. We have, guest speakers and fun things for them to do. And then our teens, which I didn't know this until I started working there, but apparently you're a teen now at 11.
Oh. We grow up faster
I
now.
guess so. Those 11 to 18-year-olds, they have their own program. We call it the Teen Activity Program. And so they have a place to go after school. They can hang out with their friends, work on homework. They even started a running club recently, so they go on runs together and really hopefully have a place that's positive and that gives them constructive things to do. We just celebrated, in fact, one of our teens moved out this week and is going to U of A on a full scholarship.
That
She
is
graduated
amazing.
graduated from Central High School a couple months ago, and we're just so proud of her, and we know that she's going to go really far. So we have a lot of great success stories out of that teen program. And then for parents, unfortunately, one of the things that we see is a lot of parents come into shelter and they don't have a high school diploma. For whatever reason, they dropped out. We all know Arizona has a huge dropout rate for high schoolers, and so we work with them to get their GED. While they're in our program, they can meet with, we have a team of retired teachers who come in a few days a week and meet with them and practice and do tests, and we just celebrated 4 more residents who successfully passed their GED test this past month.
Amazing.
So we're really working on getting that program, getting the adults excited about it, because that's really the first step into getting a job where they can support themselves and their family.
And that's the power of what happens when you take 2 generations together and you break the pattern.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize how important that is. My father was a PhD psychologist and marriage and family therapist, and I was always grateful for him when he gave perspective, and so definitely keep that perspective in mind. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about the ways that nonprofits get the word out about who they are and what they do. Michelle's done a really good job with you moms in implementing that for cause campaigns and other things. So make sure you don't go away, because this is a major important part of both nonprofits and for-profits when they team up together. So we'll tune in after the break. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in a few minutes.